think he got the power, he got the equalizer. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank give away a lot of rounds.
A big thing with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying, he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
A chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Curmel Moton delivers a clear warning to Lamont, urging him to reconsider taking on Gervonta Davis in a rematch following Tank's powerful new appearance. Curmel highlights that Gervonta's strength and refined skills make him a dangerous opponent. He notes that Tank's status as the face of boxing is well-deserved and reminds everyone that unexpected outcomes are always possible when Davis steps into the ring. Curmel suggests that agreeing to a rematch with Davis would be a serious gamble.
The guys put the pressure, got some skills himself, and I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him. So, we're gonna see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm gonna prove it for the first.
Gervonta Davis's recent training footage is generating serious buzz. In a brief clip from the gym, his physical condition alone sends a clear warning. He's noticeably more muscular and moves with explosive speed and laser-sharp focus. Every punch he throws carries precision and frightening intent. Observers quickly point out that this version of Davis isn't just training, he's preparing to dominate. His intense form serves as a reminder that he's taking the upcoming rematch very seriously. Curmel Moton shares a rare and personal reflection from his time sparring with Gervonta Davis. He speaks with respect and caution, having experienced firsthand the intensity Davis brings to the ring. It wasn't just about raw power, it was the precision, timing, and relentless pressure that left him overwhelmed. Curmel witnessed how Tank systematically breaks down his opponents, pushing them into survival mode. That session gave him a clear understanding of why even seasoned fighters struggle against Davis, revealing the immense physical and mental demands of facing someone who operates with such calculated ferocity.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. Like, you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going like, he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment like why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm. I got all this hype around me too.
Despite understanding the risks, Curmel once voiced his interest in facing Gervonta Davis before the champion retires. It wasn't driven by ego, but by a desire to test himself against one of boxing's most complete fighters. Curmel recognized that stepping into the ring with someone as elite as Davis would show him exactly where he stands. That ambition, though dangerous, reflects the mindset of a fighter who embraces challenges and respects greatness enough to want to confront it head-on.
He is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two, so he'll be 30. Technically, it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36, or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now. My upcoming fights, take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he didn't want to be around that much longer though. From what he said, take care of, not Devin no more. He don't want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafico? I think he said he wanted to retire, but who knows.
The frequent comparisons between Curmel and Gervonta Davis don't go unnoticed. Rather than feeling offended, Curmel sees it as recognition of his own growth. Being mentioned alongside a global star like Davis speaks volumes about his potential. He understands that Davis has become a defining figure in modern boxing, a name known not just for his titles, but for delivering consistently electrifying performances. For Curmel, that comparison serves as motivation to rise to such a high standard.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. When you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment when I was an amateur. I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, you know, he facing boxing, like the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be the 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, you know, and make my own name.
Oscar De La Hoya, a voice of experience and success, has weighed in on the upcoming clash. He acknowledges Lamont Roach's talent and technical skill, but doesn't mince words when it comes to Gervonta Davis. De La Hoya suggests that Roach is facing a completely different level of aggression and ring intelligence. In his view, while Lamont is undoubtedly skilled, the intensity and explosiveness that Tank brings to the ring make this matchup a truly dangerous challenge.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, obviously, Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin has offered a candid analysis ahead of the rematch. While he respects Lamont Roach's skill set, he anticipates a tough night for him. From Martin's perspective, Davis's blend of power and ring control will steadily wear Roach down. He believes Gervonta will apply relentless pressure, eventually forcing Roach into survival mode. Martin's view is rooted in his understanding of the physical and mental toll that a fighter as relentless as Davis can impose from the opening bell.
They're trying to give that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no, Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank on dog him. Tank on dog him.
For sure, I agree.
Steven Espinoza offers a broader perspective on the conversation. He points out that Davis is at his most dangerous in the 135-pound division, where his speed and power come together perfectly. While Davis has competed at 140, Espinoza believes lightweight is where he truly dominates. He also sheds light on behind-the-scenes challenges with mega-fights like the one with Shakur Stevenson, where negotiations broke down over deeper contractual issues. Despite those setbacks, Espinoza remains confident in Davis's trajectory and undeniable star power.
Yeah, for sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, of Canelo, the bar is always high. When you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, people expect a lot from you. There were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, early on, like back early, for 2024, before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
I just think there were, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, and so he's got his deal, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140. And he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. Overall, I think 135 is his best weight.
Inside Davis's camp, training is far from ordinary. It's a display of dominance. One incident stood out. He reportedly floored a sparring partner with a single punch, drawing gasps from even the most seasoned trainers. It's not unusual for Tank, whose power in the gym often mirrors the devastation he delivers on fight night. His focus is razor-sharp, signaling that in this rematch, he's not just preparing to win, he's preparing to make a statement.
Yeah.
Once Tank felt one more power, he actually really did.
I don't think anybody could take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights?
I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. And like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135-pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not getting there.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he gonna do that shit for me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right? No, it happened. Yeah.
Lamont Roach isn't stepping into this fight as an underdog hoping for a miracle. He arrives seasoned and sharpened, with just one loss on his record and a style that blends precision with patience. Roach has grown from his earlier setbacks, turning them into sources of strength. His movement and timing are more refined than ever, and his mindset is locked in. He's not coming to merely survive against Davis, he's coming to challenge him on every level.
Tank out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, Face of Boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else, especially in Saudi. I feel like they could find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? I ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia, that's obvious, Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin, so about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's gonna be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. It didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top. Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Whoa. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be at just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching them, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank does not.
Roach's credentials command respect. A former world title holder, he has proven himself at the championship level. While Davis often commands the spotlight, Lamont has quietly built his own legacy through consistency and skill. His past victories show that he's not just durable, he's a technician who stays composed under fire. Critics who overlook Roach's resume miss the depth he brings to the ring. Unlike many challengers who crumble under pressure, Roach has the ability to adapt, reset, and fight back with determination. When their first encounter ended without a winner, the boxing world took notice. For the first time in years, questions surfaced about Davis's aura of invincibility. That draw wasn't just a statistic, it revealed a crack in the image of dominance Davis had maintained. Fans and analysts debated whether it was a fluke or a genuine sign of vulnerability. Roach's performance, rather than being dismissed, became a serious blueprint for how to challenge Davis effectively.
Looks like a real businessman now, you know. He's not
all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it, calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go, in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it
Nah, there's too many hoes in the game of too many hoes in this game.
Like, cut that right on out. Okay, cut that out.
Too many hoes in this game, man. Y'all know, man. Come on, ain't nobody stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder, you can see that he got a lot of hoes in this game, man. You know, he's very unconventional, but you know, got some pop on his shots, but that's it. You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be 9-9.
How shocking would it be if Rolly pulled the upset?
That'll be shocking as hell if Rolly pulled off the upset. But I think Rolly's damaged goods, man. I mean, if you look at his last couple of fights, bro, he hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis, bro. He hasn't been the same. You know, sometimes one fight can ruin your entire career, man. It's just not the same. Not the same mentally, he's not the same physically, bro. And after he left his coach, the coach has been, that was Coach Bullet starting out, good Bullet. He looks a little different. No disrespect to anybody that's working with him now, but he just looks different, bro. He's not the same fighter.
What about Devin returning against Ramirez?
Good fight, but Devin should be able to outbox Ramirez. I love Ramirez to death. I love him to death, but he can be outboxed. You know, he comes forward, he got great left hook. We're going to see if Devin learned anything. A little slower with the left hook, but Ramirez got pop. He got pop on that left hook, man. So it's a good test for Devin, because you already know what's lined up.
Davis's post-fight comments sparked debate. Instead of acknowledging Rocha's efforts, he pointed to personal issues and ring rust as reasons for the close contest. Many in the boxing community felt these remarks were an attempt to sidestep giving Roach the credit he deserved. While Davis has every right to reflect on his own performance, critics argue that downplaying a hard-fought match undermines sportsmanship and distracts from the genuine growth and skill Roach displayed.
So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time. Now, my personal opinion is not as already he is already know the fact that he was told to decision ended in a draw. Whether he loses this second fight, because he's the regular guy. So many people are fighting. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstyle situation. I believe she should be right. As hairstylists,
Amid all the debate and noise, one truth remains: Gervonta Davis is a master of mid-fight adjustments. When the situation shifts, he doesn't panic, he recalibrates. His ability to read an opponent's rhythm and reshape his strategy is what sets him apart. Whether it's shifting seamlessly from defense to offense or managing distance under pressure, Davis adapts in ways few fighters can. This flexibility is what makes him so dangerous, because no matter how a fight begins, he always finds a way to respond.
He's going to try to get to us, but we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. You know, a lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a sick and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps. You know, inch by inch, step by step, and then he gets to you. He reminds me of the old-time janitors, the superintendents in the big buildings, those big buildings, and they had a big brass key ring about this big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying, he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
You're great with the analogies. I love it. I love the analogies.
And he finds the right key.
He does.
He doesn't walk into a room and like, bang, oh my God, I should open that door. And a lot of guys do. Romero walks into that room. Garcia walks into that room, So he don't. And that's part of what separates him and makes him a guy that's one of the most complete fighters right now of our time.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.